4 o'clock, good to have you with us. Don't forget our YouTube, Valenti Show with Rico. Like, subscribe, because Evan tells me that helps. So please do that. Like yesterday, we had a great conversation about the Wings. You don't feel like grinding through the app? I'm sure John and Evan put a video up there. Go watch it. It was actually quite positive, too. I want to bring up this Lions thing, and I want to do it in a way that everyone can be involved, because the ticket issue is an issue. Now, if you have them, I think you got an interesting choice. You are 9.5-point favorites, and I'm not going to waste any energy convincing you. A vast majority of people just think it'll be Lions 58, Commanders 3. Okay. So my question is, why wouldn't you sell your tickets? I mean, the NFC title game is what you care about. If they win this game, it was expected. If they lose, well, you wouldn't want to be there anyways, and you would have gotten money off the table. So I started to do a deep dive here on ticket pricing in real time. Now, I chose to use this Game Time. The prices they're absurd. Standing room tickets. I mean, you're seeing $500. The cheapest tickets in the recesses of the stadium. $600. Now we're talking all-in fees, the whole bit. $650 a pop. So $1,300 to sit nosebleeds, because who buys one? I mean, I guess if you're a sociopath, you want to go to a game by yourself, God bless.
Now you buy two, at least.
If you wanted tickets that you can actually watch football and enjoy, well, now we're getting into a different price point, where the tickets will cost you 200 level, club level, really nice seats. Well, in the end zones, $2,000 to $3,000. If it's between the 20s, $3,000 to $5,000. And
for the two, not just one, for the two.
For the two.
Okay.
And if you want the lower bowl, primo, and you want to be seen on TV wearing an engine block with a D and a fence, well, fine. Prices go up from there. So here's my question. Why not sell them? But if you're looking to go to the game, I don't know that you're lining up for those prices. So the question on the buy side, Rico, is what price would the ticket have to be? How much would it take for you to sell? How much are you willing to buy? For Lion fans that are going to the game or want to go to the game. Because I'll say it again. Last year it was about, wow, we're hosting a playoff game, and you had to be there. Hell, if you went to the Tampa game, you knew you weren't playing a game here again. That it was going to be on the road against San Francisco. So you went. Okay, but now the holders of these seats, you've seen it. You've done it. You only care about next week. Next week, if you win, and I think, look, we expect them to win, that is going to be a game that will be so emotional. It will be Super Bowl pricing if the Lions are hosting the NFC title game. That's the game you go to. You never sell that. Now, I've been lucky enough to be at an NFC title game where my team got to go to the Super Bowl. I wouldn't trade that for the money, because that was a moment I got to spend with my dad. That's not this week.
No.
With these prices, I'd be selling, because I'm already locked in for next week. And if they lose, I wouldn't want to be there in the first place. But my question is, what are people willing to pay? What price do the tickets have to get to where you start to go, you know what, I'm going to try to go? Because I ain't paying $500 to stand in room only. No. That's ridiculous.
No, that amazes me that it's that expensive. You're right, because here's the thing. If they win, you expected them to win, you're not really that excited because it's expected. So you would think that, yeah, you would sell those tickets and you would move on and you would get ready. Because the championship game, folks, that's the common people's Super Bowl. Just the actual Super Bowl. If you bought tickets, you're going to be so high up in the nosebleeds, it won't be the same. But here, it's like you're going to be at a family reunion, that family barbecue where everybody's going to be celebrating. Everybody's going to be wearing the Honolulu blue and silver. That's the game that you want to be, because you didn't get a chance to. The NFC title game last year wasn't here. It'd be here. I can see going to that game. But this one is, if for some extra money. Heck, you can pay for your season tickets for next year by just selling off this game.
Probably not.
Okay, you can make a large chunk.
Not with those price increases.
You can make a large chunk in your season tickets for next year, if you from this one game.
You got club seats, and they're decent seats. 2 seats, you clear $4,000 for a game that most people are, cookies.
10-point favorite.
Walkover, right? That's the
Double
cookies methodology.
the double-digit disco.
Sure. So my point would be, are you selling? But if you're looking at going, what is the amount of money you're willing to spend to go to this game Saturday night? 248-539-9797. I mean, I'll just tell you, the viewing experience live, all that goes out the window. Next week, you want to be there. But this week? And again, if the money means nothing, respect. I ain't mad at you. If the money doesn't matter to you and you just want to go, get bombed off your ass and not remember the score, God bless, go live your life. But I'm asking a serious question because these ticket prices for this game, it doesn't add up to me. This isn't the game. The game is next week.
It is. For Lions fans, I think for some, it's all about the journey. So you could say that you were there for every home game, but
do you get a bonus for that?
You do not.
Does the team pay your mortgage?
No, they don't.
Does it mean you have a good marriage?
Probably.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure I'm not missing out on bonus points in life.
No, this is one where, this is the non-important game. Like last year, you hadn't seen a playoff victory in a long time. It was the Rams. It was Stafford. Of course, you're going to that
total
game.
Sense.
The next game against the Bucs. This is the last home game, period. So
made total sense.
But because you're the number 1 seed, there will be another game. You're going into this game as a double-digit favorite. And in the event that they lose, the pain is helped out a little bit by the $4,000 you have in your pocket.
And if they win, you got paid and you got your seats for next week.
And you get to watch the coronation.
And if you're not selling, what would you have to be offered to sell? And if you aren't currently going to this game, what is the threshold that you're willing to pay? And look, you can cruise around. And if you're good sitting in the nosebleeds, $1,200 for 2. That's what it's going to cost you. I would never do it. That's not snobbery. That's not worth it to me. Like for me to watch a football game and go live and go through the hassle and the BS and dealing with humanity in general, no, they would have to be seats that it's not worth it to me to do that. It's just not.
But it's also, it's going to sound bad because it's like, oh, you're not a real fan. But guys.
Oh, Christ,
no.
We're doing this again?
Here's the thing. If they're going to win if they're projected to win big by Las Vegas, man, you can make money and you'll be there next week because you already have your season tickets. You already are there and you made some money off of that. And just think of, man, you could throw a party that night and pay for it. You could do whatever you want. Think of it like this. Basically, you just funded your next family vacation off of selling 2 tickets.
And if you got 4 tickets, well, hey, winner, chicken dinner. But when the team raises prices on you, and rightfully so, because they're winning and there's a 22,000 person waiting list. When they raise the ticket prices 90% over the course of 2 years, you have every right to get some money off the table without triggering the ticket police. No one's saying sell every game. But this game, this to me, with this market for this game, I'd sell. But if you're buying, I'd love to know what you're willing to spend on these. I'm fascinated by it. I can't believe the market for this game.
Standing room only means you just want to be in Ford Field. You have to be a part of this, and that's the best thing that you can do is you just stand there and lap the concourse because you're not really going to see anything in the standing room only section. You're looking up at the Jumbotron.
248-539-9797. David, your thought on it?
I would definitely sell my tickets if I had some.
Because it's about next week.
It is about next week. And that's the difference between this year's playoff run and last year's playoff run. There was no guarantee you were going to have that second home game. It ended up happening because of how the results happened in the wild card game, and you ended up getting a second one. So, no. Last year was like, no, we haven't been here in 30-plus years. We got to go. This year, when you already believe, we're not talking about double digits, if you already believe they're going to win, then, yeah, you set yourself up for next week, and you say, right, Rico, I'm going to be there, and we're going to make the Super Bowl. I want to be there.
And on top of that, we just made $4,000, and we're going on a nice vacation later on this year. Thanks to whoever bought our seats. Appreciate you.
And if you disagree with it, if you think that is offensive, you can say why. And we may not understand each other. I ain't going to be mad at you. Go live your life. But I also would love to know the people that are trying to go, what's the barrier to entry in your mind? What are you willing to spend to get in a seat that you're going to enjoy the game? I'm sorry, but even back in 2004 when the Pistons were in the final and standing room onlys were $100 a pop at the Palace, that's not enjoying the game. The players are the size of ants. That's not enjoying the game. It's like when people go to the Final Four. Oh, I got my tickets. Where are you? Oh, I'm on the roof of the RCA Dome.
Third level.
Huh? I'm not going. Oh, well, you think you're too good for that? No, that's not enjoyable. No. I'm going to drive 6 hours to view the game from a blimp, or even worse, watch it on TV, a.k.a. Jumbotron.
Mm-hmm. Or you're just not sitting, because the trick to that is put on your team's T-shirt, go stand in the student section.
Yes, David, go ahead.
No, I was going to say you're right about that, and I had that experience with right after I proposed to my wife. We got the year they had the regional. Steph Curry was in town. I had no clue it was going to be Steph
Davison
Curry.
versus Iowa?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed, but we didn't have great seats. We were a young couple, but it was about the experience for the two of us. But you're right, the seats were not the greatest in Ford Field. So you have great seats? Okay.
9 months later.
Not great seats. And nobody can see us up here.
Steph Curry's first three. 248-539-9797. We'll get to the people next. 97.1.